Hello gorgeous brides, it's Lindsay here from the Wedding Veil Shop. I've just got a really quick video for you today about the different fabric options that we have for our veils, because this is something that we get asked quite a lot actually. I think because we've added quite a few more tools in the last couple of years. It used to be that there was only one, which was simpler times and definitely a lot easier for you, but there is actually a reason why we've added these extra ones. They give a little bit of a different look, so I'm just going to quickly run through them all and see if it will help you identify which one might be for you. So if we start with this one then, this is our Bridal Illusion tulle. Back in the day, this is the only tulle that you could choose, and just in white or ivory, so definitely much simpler times. It's hard for us, because it is the original one, not to still think of this as our main tulle, and everything that's come since then as kind of like a supplementary, you know, addition that just serves a specific purpose or gives you like a certain look. So it's a really sheer, the most sheer actually out of the ones I'm going to show you, Bridal Illusion, which is a type of tulle made specifically for wedding veils. It has a diamond weave to it, so little diamond shaped holes, and it's just so incredibly transparent, really delicate looking. If you're worried about a veil covering any of the details on your dress and you want it to be as sheer as possible, this is definitely the one for you for that reason. And it's deceptively strong as well. We can put anything on this. It can take heavy laces, no problem at all. So this is kind of our favourite here to work on, to sew on. And if a bride just wants us to recommend a tulle, if they just want the decision taken out of their hands, you just tell me which one, then we would recommend this one. And the light ivory is the most popular colour that it comes in, so that's that one. So the second one that we added to our range is the Shimmer tulle, which is kind of like Illusion that we've just gone through, plus a shimmer effect. It's basically the same fabric, but it has shiny threads instead of matte threads. So it has those same big diamond shaped holes, making it quite nice and sheer. I'm going to hold them up together so you can kind of see a little bit of a side by side. There's not much in it, but this one is just a little bit less sheared because, like I said, this one is the most sheer. So yeah, if you fancy something with a little bit of a shimmer effect, maybe your dress has got shimmery sequins over the lace or something like that, then that could be a nice option for you. The next one that we've got for you is our Silk Effect tulle. So it's meant to sort of look quite a lot like real silk tulle, but not at the same price point. For a really good example of a silk tulle veil, that would be Princess Catherine's, so that really sort of heavily draping drop veil that she had. It is a much heavier draping fabric as well, and because of that, what we've done on the website is these tulles and this one that's coming up give a very similar light, airy look. And so what we tend to do is we photograph everything on the website in the Bridal Illusion, but if you choose the Shimmer from the drop down or the Italian from the drop down, they're only going to look very slightly differently. Obviously this one you'll be a bit shimmery, but this one, if you were to choose this from the drop down menu, what you'd receive just wouldn't look anything at all like what was in the picture. So what we've done is made it so that to have this fabric type, you have to look for a veil on the website that's got the word Silk Effect in the title. So if you just search Silk Effect on the in the little search box there, a few will come up. It is just because it is such a heavier draping fabric, it doesn't have any volume to it as these ones do. It drapes in a really sort of like a straight drop. So say if you've got a really slinky dress that's figure hugging and then has a little bit of a puddle train, if you got a long veil in this, then this veil would kind of emulate that sort of look. It would be, you know, from the comb, really slim and slinky, and then it'd just sort of collect in a nice little puddle train at the bottom, but without any height, no fluffiness. You know, it doesn't want to come around your arms and shoulders, it doesn't want to do anything but just sort of drop straight down basically. So we do treat this one a little bit differently on the website, so just search for Silk Effect if you want to have a look at that one, but the rest of them, like I said, you can just find them in the drop down menu. And then the last one is the Italian style. This is the most recent addition, but it's becoming increasingly popular sort of day by day really. I think what brides are loving about it is two things. One, that it's called Italian style, which sounds quite fancy. And the second thing is that it feels really soft. So the difference between this one and our Illusion, just sort of using that as kind of our base tulle example. You remember I said this one had quite nice big diamond holes in it? Well, the holes in this are much smaller, half the size if not less, and what that results in is it feeling more like a chiffon or an organza fabric. You know, when you kind of run your fingers over it, you're not feeling the holes in it like you do on these ones, so it doesn't feel so much like a net, it feels more like a material fabric, if that kind of makes sense to you. It is a little bit less see-through. We'll do the little side by side so you can see, but yeah, I think if it's up to me, I'm always more about what it looks like, so I like them to be super sheer. That's why that's my favorite. But if you are a very sort of tactile person that really likes things to feel dreamy and soft, then you might prefer the Italian style. So that's kind of the 4 fabric types, and hopefully I've explained, you know, if you just want one that's kind of a traditional tulle that is good for everything, go for the Illusion. If you want a bit of shimmer is for you. Really sort of slinky dress, or wanting something that just sits in those kind of really elegant gather lines, go for the Silk Effect. And then if you just really like things to feel dreamy and buttery soft, then you've got the Italian style. So that's how they all feel and how they all drape and all of that kind of thing. But what colours do they come in? So I'm just going to quickly go through them all. I won't spend too much time on this because obviously the best thing that you can do is get yourself our sample packs, which by the way, you do get these little colour swatches that are a few layers thick and these bigger touch pieces to play around with. So starting with the Illusion, then we have white, which is pure white with no hint of any other colour in it. Off-white, which is a very sort of subtle off-white. Some people call it old white, antique white. I've heard those kind of names. Light ivory, which is our best-selling fabric option and colour choice by far. Dark ivory, which is a much creamier, you know, if your dress is really obviously quite a deeper ivory, maybe that one would be for you. And blush pink, which is the most subtle pink you'll ever see in your whole life. So it's kind of like if you take our light ivory and add just the tiniest little splash of pink to it, that's what that one looks like. For the shimmers, we have a white shimmer. If you want the brightest veil that you've ever seen, get it in the white shimmer, because obviously white is already bright, but then with the little sparkliness that it has, that's the brightest possible option that you could get. Diamond white shimmer, so that off-white colour again, but with a shimmery effect, and then an ivory shimmer. So that's the shimmers, and then finally we have the Italian style, which comes in a pale ivory, a champagne, and an oyster pink. I do feel for brides that have these kind of darker coloured dresses, because they do struggle. It's so much easier if your life is just so much easier if your dress is ivory. Okay, so that's all of those. What you don't get in the sample packs on the cards is the Silk Effect, because it kind of looks very thick. When you do it the way we do these, which is about, you know, a few layers thick, it kind of gives this really, it might give you the impression that you can't even see through it, it's that thick. But obviously, you know, most veils are just 1 to 2 layers thick, so we didn't want to cause any confusion, so we just send it in the touch piece, and that comes in ivory. So that's it. We've shown you all of the different fabric types now, all of the colours that they're available in. I hope this video has been a little bit helpful. I know there are a lot of decisions that you poor brides have to make, so if this has made this one just a teensy bit easier, then we've done a good job today. So thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you again.